I don't feel like a mother anymore. I don't know. And when the boys come back, say for Christmas, it's like, oh God. Oh yeah. No, I mean it's funny. Yes, it's like a second rebirth again from now finding myself when I haven't got children. So there's about, with women, I wonder if there's about 5 ages of womanhood, which is maybe you have your young self, your teenage self, your adolescence, then you have your maternal self, and then you have your true self. I think is what happens when your children are able to respond to you as an adult and as a fellow human being, rather than a kind of a backstop that's always around. So now from now I don't feel so much like a mother or identify with that. I definitely did as when they were younger, but because they're not around and I'm not doing mothering things, don't at the moment, but I did.
Yeah.
And I think more to do with circumstance. They're just not there.
The trigger of change of identity, hormonal changes, physical changes, overwhelming responsibility, not wanting to fuck it up, having a very precarious and toxic relationship with my mother meant that I put an awful lot more stress and pressure on my shoulders not to be like that, and at the end of the day we're all bloody human. None of us are perfect, though. We're all learning as we're going along.
It's hard, isn't it, because there's stuff that you didn't realise that was important until you don't have it anymore. You just took, like you take for granted that you're going to be able to breathe in and out. You start choking on something and think, oh shit, I never appreciated that. So I would say it's almost humiliating, because as soon as the baby's out, the woman ceases to be of any relevance, certainly to the medical establishment. As long as you're able to, move about and are not, losing vast quantities of blood or bodily parts, you're like, yeah, you're good, off you pop. Because you will then become, so my old son's called Robin, Robin's mum.
Yeah.
It's just like your name ceases to exist anymore. It's that, the giver of life just becomes, you realise you were just the portal.
I wanted to strike out for myself. I had most probably lost more of my identity being married than I had actually having a child, because it was always somebody tagged on, and I didn't want to continue that. I wanted to find my own path.
That was the be all and end all for me. So I was lucky that I was able to have children, and so I really hung on to that, and so I was more than happy to identify as a mother, because that's what I basically strived for. It's interesting, because if people say to Peter, what do you do? He'll say, I'm a sound recordist. And then he might say, I'm a husband and a father as well. But primarily, he would answer with his job occupation. And for me, I would say I'm a mother.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, I'm loads more than that. I'm a wife. I have a job. I'm a friend. There is way more to me than just being a mother. But I think that is how I primarily identify myself. And I feel proud to have that label. But increasingly in the last couple of years, I have suddenly woken up to the idea of, well, hang on a minute, I'm not just a mother. I can do other things too. I shouldn't just be defined into that very small term.